Yeah.
Hello, everybody. I don't know if anybody's here, but I'm going to pretend like there are people here and whatnot. I can see that there's absolutely no one here, so that's fine. We can talk about them while they're not here, so that's fine. So this is the live test of Booked. Obviously, this is going to be recorded, so I better give it some sort of introduction. This is to test to see whether or not I can do live interviews on Booked, basically. So this is streaming across Riverside Idiosyncrasies Twitter and Booked YouTube. Um, and yeah, if you've joined us or if you join us at any point, then please do comment on stuff so I can see what's going on. This is just for me to test stuff. And I've brought the lovely Sarah Arnu on as my test subject because she's hilarious and I love her. So, how are you doing?
I'm all right. How are you? I feel quite nervous, but like no one's
Oh,
here. So
same. It's all right. It's going to be
yeah.
fine. I think one of as I said before, one of the scariest things about doing something like this is what if I say something that I can never take back again? Because it means the whole universe will be able to access it forever. Because once it's on the internet,
Oh, I
you
think
can't take
someone's here.
it. Who's here? I don't know. Oh,
I
we've got
don't
a
know. The
chat.
chat is there's a chat is going off.
A chat's
Are you
going
here?
off.
Live
It
stream chat.
works.
Hi.
Nice. Thanks so much for letting us know. Appreciate that. Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us. I was just asking Sarah how she's doing. We're getting there.
We're both
Have you?
nervous, but it's fine.
I'm gonna distract you from the nerves and
Yeah,
ask you if you've been working on anything at the moment.
I have.
Go on,
I
tell me.
have. I've
Tell me
got a
about
very exciting time coming up because I don't know if I've told you, but I did tell you. I got into a master's degree that I'm starting in September.
it. Very
I'm
exciting.
doing an MA in creative practice, and I'm going to be focusing on on writing and publishing
Mhm.
because I'm looking into going into self-publishing. Um, and for that project, I'm going to do a dual novella, hopefully,
Amazing.
because I figured that if it got too much, I could drop one of them.
Cool.
So I'm trying to get as much physically done as I can now
Mhm.
in case like opportunities come up while I'm doing that and I don't have the time to write.
Mhm.
So what I've decided is going to be a really great thing to happen while I'm starting this degree is self-publishing a novella.
That seems like a reasonable thing to do for
It's
yourself.
very logical thing to do because I am a logical person. Uh, so it's called Hypochondria, and
Brilliant.
it's very close to my heart because it's all about health anxiety. It's
Mhm.
sort of like it's quite graphic body horror, like literary body horror.
Okay.
Um, and it's around the character of Emma,
Mhm.
who very sadly loses her mother to breast cancer, and then finds out that she has the same gene and decides to get a mastectomy, and from there sort of devolves into quite a severe paranoid health anxiety.
Mhm.
Um, and it's very personal. So I started writing it in July last year, but I'd had that idea like ages before because my health is not very good. Um,
Yeah.
so around July last year was it was quite a bad time for me. I found out that I was being made redundant,
Mhm.
and in the same week that I found out I was being made redundant, I ended up getting like a preliminary diagnosis of joint hypermobility syndrome.
Mhm.
Got the notification on YouTube, nothing from Twitter. X,
Okay.
sorry for dead
Thank
naming, but
you.
also um,
I will check Twitter, but I will also listen to Sarah.
I was like, I'll just pause. We can cut it out later. There's no point because
We
we're
can't
live.
cut it out later. We're live, darling. Yes.
I know. I forgot. I got really excited talking about my book.
I think so. Looking at, we will put a pin in it, and we're going to come back to it because it's very important.
Yeah,
There it is on Twitter at the moment, but I think
it doesn't push it.
um, it doesn't like show a notification. I think it just shows across the top. So I will share this. So you had your diagnosis around the time that you were
I
made
had
redundant. So
it was really weird because because I've had quite severe health issues for like a very long time,
Mhm.
and I was diagnosed with osteoarthritis a few years ago, and I went into my doctors and went, "Why am I dislocated?" And he was like, "I don't know." And we kind of came to the conclusion between the both of us, and he was like, I can't diagnose you. This is what I think it is, but I have to refer you because you can only be diagnosed by a rheumatologist." So I was
Mm.
obviously in my panicky spiral, writing, like Googling everything I could
Mhm.
about joint hypermobility syndrome. It doesn't exist because it's not called that anymore.
Okay.
Um, just fun times.
So they
Um,
diagnosed you with the term that didn't exist anymore.
yes, so now it's known as hypermobility spectrum disorder,
Okay.
or more commonly people know as Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, even though technically
Mm,
they're the same, but
that
they're
I've heard
different.
of.
Yeah, I don't technically have Ehlers-Danlos, but I'm hypermobile,
Mhm.
which explains why I dislocate so many things. And
Oh,
I have a whole host of issues. But I was so panicked reading all this stuff. There's not a lot of information out there because they've only really started researching it since about 2017.
no
So
shit.
I got so panicked and I was like, what are we going to do with the panic? We're going to redirect it into something useful. And I
Mhm.
wrote hypochondria from it. And I felt so
Fascinating.
much better about my condition. And then I got diagnosed in January officially, and it
Mhm.
all happened again. So
But did you find that process of writing that cathartic for you to be able to like work out how you felt about it? Is it channeled into the characters?
I think so. At the time it you know what, it's really weird because it was kind of the same with the Mrs. Liberius, and I wouldn't say Mrs. Liberius is very much centered on a trauma that I went through,
Mhm.
but it was one of those things that when I started writing it and like working through the trauma, I physically couldn't stop. And I
Mhm.
think it's 'cause there was so many different things going on at the same time,
Yeah.
because like the redundancy and like there was all sorts. Um, but I think in a way it kind of I kind of wish in a way that I'd put it off and written it once I'd got the diagnosis in a way, because I
Mhm.
really struggled afterwards. And I think it's because in a way, I was like, oh, well, I've already dealt with that because I've written the book.
Yeah.
So I ended up going back and doing a revision of it and changing a few things.
Mhm.
Um, and really sort of like pushing the lonely aspect of it.
Mhm.
It's really short. It's only about 15,000 words. Um, I'm going to publish it. I'm doing it as a serialized novella
Cool.
because I, for some reason, fell down a Wikipedia rabbit hole of Charles Dickens. And used to, like, serializing
Classic
stuff.
Sarah
So
behavior.
I was like, I want to do that. So, recently I've had a lot of people asking me if I'm autistic, and then I say things like this, and I'm like, probably.
Got a risen with the tism.
Yeah. It's like everyone's like, why does Queen Victoria turn up so much in your work? It's like, wow,
She's
she
just got a
haunts
vibe
me.
I like. So, in terms of you serializing this, what
Yes.
platform are you going to use?
I'm doing it on my own website, so it's
Oh.
sarahrnew.wordpress.com.
Mhm.
It's going to be available completely for free
Oh,
every Sunday for 6 weeks, starting on the 7th of September. I found
amazing.
out
Mark your calendars, people.
I found out that we're supposed to have an emergency alarm go off on our phones on that day. And I was like, oh, for God's sake. But then my sister was like, it means it's for the novella. It's
Oh, see, there you go.
it's gonna be this new book's come out, read it. And not
Oh,
at all, we're going to war.
thank you, Keir Starmer.
You can't win.
No,
This is why we should have voted in Count Binface. Like,
that's why we should have what? Sorry,
voted in Count Binface.
who's that?
Do you not know about Count Binface?
No, I've been detached from
Oh,
British politics a lot, and because like I can't
mm,
access the proper BBC here, it gives you like a pretend BBC when you're
oh,
in the
that's
States.
awful. That's
Yeah,
so
so I don't get the same
dystopian.
news.
That's
But sorry?
so that's so dystopian.
Yes, It's like that sometimes.
Oh my God. Count Binface, he ran for London Mayor against Sadiq Khan. He's run twice now,
Mhm.
twice or three times, and it's literally a man who has been on his face.
Brilliant.
He's fantastic, and he's got these really fantastic policies that, like, every croissant should be no more than £2. We should
I
rename
agree.
London Bridge to Phoebe Waller-Bridge, and all the Thames Water executives should be made to swim in the Thames once.
What is he independent? Like, or
Yes,
is
he's
he from?
independent. No party's taken him.
There's another guy that sounds so familiar. Hang on. There's a dude.
Maybe it is Count Binface you're thinking of.
Maybe he's changed his name. I don't know.
I
No, he's
think there
got a
was a
really long
legal thing
name.
at one point, and he had to change his name.
Um, oh, and the party, Lord Buckethead.
Lord, yeah, Lord Buckethead.
Is that the same guy?
It might be. I'm not entirely sure. I have to look it up.
Oh
Might
no,
even-
hang on. That is from yeah. He's a novelty candidate who stood in 4 British elections. Yeah, the Monster Raving Loony Party.
Oh
That's
my God, I
who it
forgot
was
about the
from.
Monster Raven Looney Party.
Oh, that just
What a
rung up.
time to be alive.
It was founded 43 years ago. We're all
I feel
finding
like they've
stuff
dropped
out
off.
today, guys. Amazing.
I feel like they've dropped off recently. I haven't heard anything.
Their website is loonyparty.com. If anybody wants to go to it, I'm not going to click on that. I don't want to get in trouble. Amazing. There's a lot of stuff to read on Wikipedia. I don't know anything about it other than he was fantastically hilarious. Yes, maybe it's the same guy. My scanning skills were not working, so I have no idea.
I feel like it might be.
He's
I have a
very-
feeling
quite
there was a
old.
legal thing at some point,
He's quite
but I
old.
don't know. I don't. You see, it's weird because I'm not a very. I'm not.
That was a struggle, wasn't it?
I'm trying to put it in a way that makes sense to what I'm saying, because I
Mhm.
was going to say I'm not a very political person, but I kind of feel like in this day and age you can't not be a political person.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a political person, but I'm forced to by the world,
Yes.
and I take my responsibility as a member of society quite seriously, to a point
Mhm.
where I've been told by my mental health specialist to stop reading the news because
That's
it's
good
making me
advice.
sick. But like I feel like it's very important, if you have the ability to vote, that you should go and vote, and you should research for whatever candidate or whatever party you want to vote for.
Mhm.
Personally, I didn't agree with Brexit. I didn't think it should have won the vote. But I know a lot of people who do regret their votes, but I
Mhm.
also knew a lot of people who did. It wasn't the people who voted to leave that upset me
Mhm.
necessarily. I'm not going to lie to you. There was a lot of them that were like, "Oh, I don't even know what the EU is," and that pissed me off. Oh, sorry.
That's all right. I said shit earlier. It's fine.
Okay.
Sorry if anybody is upset by swearing. It's the nature of the business.
Like that upset me, with people who just blatantly were like, "Oh, I'm just voting for the sake of it." The
Mhm.
people who went and did their research and went, "I voted to leave because I genuinely felt from the research I had done
Mhm.
that it was the best option." I was like, "That's fair. You've
Yeah,
done
that
your
is fair.
research."
Mhm.
Yeah. What upset me more were the people who couldn't be bothered to do any research and then didn't vote. I
Mhm.
had a friend at the time who made a big deal about how heartbroken she was over Brexit
Mhm.
and how devastated that her country had betrayed her. And I was like, and we were talking about it, and then she was like, "Oh, yeah, but I didn't vote." And I was like,
No sympathy
"You don't
there.
get to be upset then. You had a voice and you deliberately chose not to." She was like, "I
Mm.
was just so heartsick over the thought of it." And I was like, "So you actively didn't try?"
Can't help some people. I think
No.
that sort of mentality kind of pushes across to so many different facets of life. Like you see all. I'm not going to bring up any Twitter drama because it's just nonsense anyway. But you see people who do things that are willfully ignorant to stuff, and
Yes.
then they have this like really quite passionate opinion about things, but they give absolutely no reason why. And there's a lot of that. There's not all that, because obviously people should have their, the things they're passionate about, but you do get the occasional person that you just think, oh, shut up. Just shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. But
Yeah.
then I don't want to get into an argument with people, so I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, not
So
interested.
anyway, I was on a rabbit hole about Charles Dickens.
Oh yeah, that was
Yeah.
such a tangent. It's
I
always
start thinking
Brexit. Brexit
about
will always come up.
yeah, sorry. I
That's
have a
okay.
lot of feelings, and I
That's
tried to
okay.
write that in my Eurovision book, and I'm going to have to revise that because of politics. So, I was Charles Darwin. Charles Darwin.
He did write some classics, to be fair.
He did. I went to my school's called Charles Darwin.
That's cool.
It was all the houses were named after his friends and family, which was weird.
That is weird. That's weird. Oh,
Not
okay.
like it wasn't just like John and Edward. it was it was like their surname. So I'm not helping myself. I was on a rabbit hole
Dig up, Sarah.
about
Goodness.
Charles Dickens, the right Charles in the Victorian era. And he used to, I think honestly a lot of it was because he was getting paid by the word, which is the dream, is it not?
Mm.
But he used to like have serialized novels and novellas and stuff, and I was
Oh,
like, that's
really?
really cool. I want to do something like that. And then I was like,
Mm.
you can just do what you want. There's no rules in indie publishing.
This is it, and that's the beauty of it, is that you can just be like, I'm going to do this thing, and then immediately you can do that thing and have it in front of people within
Yeah.
seconds.
And then literally I was like, I'm going to do this, and I was like, I can do it in 6 weeks.
I think
I
it's
can do it
so,
in 6 weeks. So
is it split into chapters?
it's sort of split into parts.
Okay.
It's a dual narrative, so it's set in like two times. I don't even remember. I think it's like a year difference. So there's the year Emma's mother dies, and then there's the present, and it's sort of split into parts, into 6 parts.
Okay.
Just
That's
with
cool.
what the vibes felt right.
That you just went with the vibe.
Yes.
Love that.
Yes. I'm not a professional. I don't pretend to be.
Neither am I, mate. Honestly, I'm
not
I
making
told you
money.
I had a compliment the other day, and I was like, great. I'm glad that I don't try and sound professional, because I can't do it. I've tried, and it just sounds so false. And I respect people that want to be professional and can be professional, but we all have our different standards, and I think professionalism to me is like giving a all to something and caring about something, and not necessarily behaving in a fashion within a box.
Yeah.
For me, because I think people that are unprofessional when they don't give a shit about something, and
yeah,
if you give a shit about it but you turn up and your shirt's not ironed, I don't care. Really, don't give a shit.
I think people also want to see like passion, and
Mhm.
I think people would rather see like passion and genuine interest and genuine excitement necessarily than just someone who's just sitting there like, oh, I'm doing this, like.
Yeah. I think that's one of the struggles that I think people have with like marketing books, for example, is that you have to figure out what your audience wants you to be and almost be that, or be completely true to yourself and just be yourself and be unapologetically so. It's this weird like mind game when you're thinking about marketing, where you have to get like an emotional buy-in from people for them to commit that level of time that they would need to read an entire novel, for example. You are asking them for hours, days, possibly weeks, depending on their reading speed, of their time on something you did. And the people that I see be the most successful are the people that are like not always just saying like, read my book, read my book, read my book. Is that they're showing you like who they are as a person, because they're a different, it's a different beast being self-published than as opposed to in the traditional world. Because in the traditional world, more than likely you're going to be in a shop that most people will frequent, and people will see your book and they'll either pick it up because they like the cover and then read the blurb and then maybe take it home or whatever. Whereas with self-publishing, you have to convince people that your product, because it is a product, let's not pretend like it's not, your product is good enough to stand up to the things that they're used to. And the way that you can do that is by being you and being really passionate about the thing that you're trying to tell us. If you write a book that is full of passion and things you care about, and you insert that into your story, it absolutely comes across. Like, there are books that I've read where I thought it's not particularly good from like a grammatical standpoint, but boy howdy is this person passionate about telling me the story, and it makes me really love it. So that's something that I get from you, is that I know that you desperately want to tell me this story. Not necessarily me, but like you want to tell me this story.
I know that you can't spell, but it's I'm trying.
I am so sorry to anyone that's listening with headphones. That was very loud. I usually turn down my laughs in the recorded version of this, and I can't. So I am not going to
really
pretend
funny.
like I have self-control over my own laughs, because I don't.
Ironically, I'm doing a bit of a marketing course at the minute, a digital marketing course, for a few reasons, but partly because I wanted to get it done before I start my degree. Because, sorry, I'm on a very main road, and it's
I thought
very
you
loud. I
farted.
don't know if you can hear me. But I'm doing this marketing course because I think it's so hard to market. And sorry, I'm moving around because I'm like
Got the
hypermobile. I
fidgets.
can't sit still.
Yeah.
I think it's very hard to market online. I really struggle with it. I feel like I'm always just taking up people's time and effort, and really struggle with like. I think I'm getting better at it. Like in the Discord, the Idiosyncrasy
Oh,
Discord,
definitely.
I'm really trying to make an effort. It's weird though because everyone's pen names. That's how I remember you in my head. I don't remember that people have real names. It's like, oh, that's my friend, Teacher Man.
A teacher man.
That's not his name.
Live
I don't
teacher
even know if
man.
he considers me a friend. We're friends if you're here. Hi. But it's. I think it's. Oh my god, an ice cream van. I think it's so hard.
Do you want me to stop this so you can go and get
No,
Mr.
because
Whippy?
it's not the real ice cream man. It's really loud. I don't know if you can hear it. But it's so
I'm
loud.
so
It's not even
envious
the real
because
one.
the
It's
ice
the
cream
grubby
hits
one,
different.
and it's right outside my house. For fuck's sake. It's not the real one.
Do you need to go get a Mr. Whippy? I know it's
No,
medicinal.
because it's not a real ice cream van. It's the drug ice cream van.
It's the drug ice cream van. Then
Yes.
why are you still here? Get yourself that ice cream. Don't do drugs,
Come
kids.
back with like loads of drugs. I think it's so hard to market yourself online. It feels like, for me, it always feels like I'm taking up someone's time, or like it's so hard to gauge tone a lot of the time.
That's true.
I find that personally, my sales are better in person.
Yeah.
And I think that's because I come off a lot better in person, or maybe I'm more annoying. And I will follow you around with a card reader being like, buy it, buy it, buy it. But I think it's when you are able to connect with people, that's when and show who you are as a person as well, rather than um just hello, I am a picture on the screen. And I think what's not really helping at the minute is there's so many people on like not just Twitter, but like all the social media platforms that are like, I am a book marketer, and you're not, you're a bot.
You're a bastard, is what you are.
Bots are everywhere, they're awful.
It makes it hard for people like, I'm not asking to play the tiny violin for me. It makes it hard for people like me who are offering an actual thing out of the goodness of my heart for free and giving hours and hours and hours and hours of my time a day to have trust from people.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, the whole time that I've done this, I've said, you email me if you want to get involved. I'm not emailing you. And there was a point where I had a bunch of people sign up for features, and then there were like a couple of months between when they signed up and when I was like, okay, I'm ready for you to give me your information now. And so many people forgot that they'd submitted a request, and they were like, who is this scammer? And I was like, oh, I'm just disorganized. I'm sorry. It just took me a little while to get to you. I'm so sorry. And I'm sure there are still people that hate me probably, or don't like me, or whatever, or they have decided that what I'm doing is scammy. But I do everything for free, and I don't earn any money from it. So I do it because I want to do
You
it.
should, Saf. What good business?
I am hoping that I can offer an additional service, and it's not like marketing or anything like that. It's an alternative to something else that other people will use. I can't give too much away because if it goes tits up, then I'll look a fool. But it's something that I know people have previously complained about that I can provide to them. And it has its limits, and the other thing that they use doesn't have limits, but I'm one person. So I'm hoping that that is something that I can do that will be a genuinely helpful thing that will generate some sort of income so I can keep doing this forever. But at the
And you
moment,
can
I'm
hire a
like,
staff,
yes, exactly.
a staff member. Because I know you've got the director of marketing with you right now, but
Yes, the director of marketing is sleeping by my feet and she keeps making grumbling noises.
oh,
She's so cute. But yeah, no, what I want to do is to then invest money into people like yourself who have skills that I don't have that can do more things for this thing I'm doing. So cryptic.
I mean,
I
was
can't
like,
give away any more than that.
that's really lovely of you to assume that I have skills.
You must have some skills I don't have because I don't have a
have
lot of skills.
Saffron, this
Sarah.
year I found out that I have not been standing right my entire life. I have not been walking right. I can't stand properly. I've had to get special insoles to teach me how to stand.
Love it.
My physiotherapist is a very, very lovely, also hypermobile woman. And she's like, "You want to know?" And I was like,
You
"No, but
want to know.
somebody would have said, I'm 30."
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just can't help it, and that's okay.
No. Maybe my next book after all the stuff that I'm writing now should be what to know if you're hypermobile. You might not be standing right. Go and see
Yeah.
a physiotherapist.
Yes, you could do a how-to. You could do flashcards.
I could just do like pictures of like how you're supposed to stand and you're not supposed to stand like that.
And just like a
This
picture
is
of
a,
a shrimp and
this
be
is
like,
a
this is
normal
you.
range of movement because apparently what you're doing isn't. And I did always wonder why I was so good at limbo.
I'm terrible at limbo. I'm very lazy though. That's a lot of effort to be having on your core area.
Oh, I'm pretty lazy, but I always was like, oh well, I'm in a lot of pain. It's like I'm in a lot of pain because like my muscles are just like desperately trying to hold me together because my skeleton can't do it. But
Have you had to change how you write? And what I mean by that is, do you get like pains in your hands? Is there something that you have to do to adapt or to make it more accessible for you? Because that might be helpful for other people that are having maybe hi Jose, how you doing?
is someone
Nice
else
to
there?
see you.
Hello.
Um,
So yes and no. Yes and no. I find that I work better writing on paper,
okay.
and I always have. And I'm working a lot better now that I'm in this writing group because I'm body doubling, which is
Oh,
another
that's
thing.
cool.
They think that there's some sort of neurodivergency going on, which wouldn't surprise me because
Wouldn't
apparently
surprise me either.
no, it doesn't surprise anyone. There's a spreadsheet, there's a going around of people, my friends voting what they think it is. Somebody came out with dyslexia the other day, threw us all off.
Wild card.
I know. I was like, "What are you talking about dyslexic? I was hyperlexic as a child."
Why
I
did
was
you just embody the spirit of Samuel L. Jackson for a second? What are you talking about dyslexia? Oh my
I
goodness.
wish I was as cool. I wish I was a fraction as cool as him.
Too.
I have noticed in the last few I really struggle just to sit, just like normally at a desk. I always have. I sit like a prawn. Um, I don't really know how to. I have to keep like my legs moving, particularly because the majority of my disability is focused in my legs. Um, over the last few years, I've noticed that I'm not necessarily getting more pains in my hands. There's definitely some sort of arthritic element, which I'm very aware of, but it's more so. It's like I'm getting. I'm getting pains, but I'm not necessarily getting like dislocations or anything, which is why I wasn't picking up on it.
Okay.
Um, I know a lot of people use like finger splints, they can be quite helpful, and you
Mhm.
can get like metal ones, or I
Sure.
have a friend who you got like some rubber ones
Oh,
because he
okay.
didn't need full support,
Mhm.
but he needs like a little bit extra.
Mhm.
Um, I've also I've now sort of found myself transitioning onto writing onto a laptop most of the time.
Mhm.
I don't think that I work as productively,
Mm.
but my argument to myself before I realised it was hypermobility was like, oh well, I've got to type up at some point. Um,
Yeah.
but I found that I do get quite achy, and then I'm using tools such as like I'll voice record myself if I've got the
Mm.
scene perfectly in my head and I
Mhm.
can describe it perfectly, I'll voice record it. I'll then struggle to listen to the voice recording myself, but I can do that. I've also found that I started almost automatically training myself to become ambidextrous. So I can write a little bit with my left hand, not
Mhm.
brilliantly, but like if I'm finishing a paragraph and I can't do it with my right hand, I can just about legibly write it with my left.
Oh, that's cool.
Um, it is cool, but it also doesn't really do me any favors because it takes me a lot longer to decipher. But it's something that I've noticed myself doing rather than actively choosing to do.
Okay.
Um,
Okay, that makes
but a
sense.
lot of it's trying to find like a supportive way to sit while
Mm.
writing. But my hypermobility, I'm hypermobile in my kneecaps, my back, my neck, and my shoulders. So I need a lot of like lumbar support and stuff rather than necessarily like with my arms or my hands.
Mhm.
But it's a really interesting thing to think about. It's like even now I can find I'm like with your shoulders down, be a normal person because naturally like they're always like so tensed, because
Mm.
it's I'm desperately trying to keep my body together.
Oh my god, have you thought about just like a sink or some ratchet straps or something?
There is a thing you can get called the body braid, which looks so good, but it's so expensive. I can't afford it. I was like, maybe if I'm really good and I sell a lot of books.
Oh, I've got hope for you. No, I don't know if this showed up on the stream. Hang on. Okay.
Oh wow! Now I can
Oh,
see
that
it.
worked. That's very
I've heard
exciting.
of those.
I
I've heard of those, but I can't afford
Yeah,
one right
the
now. Is it
price
good
put
though?
me off. How good is it? Does it like because I've seen they're like a tablet sort of thing, and then you
Yeah, I
write the
think you can
page and
write
then it
onto it, and
uploads it.
I think it downloads somewhere, doesn't it?
I'm sure it has
It's a
that.
really cool idea.
Mm.
It's really great.
Yeah, I'm so into stuff like that, but my wallet is not.
Yeah.
Also, I've found that since transitioning into the digital age from school to now, because I remember at school, my if we had like a substitute teacher, for example, or even there was just one teacher that we had that was just shit at his job, and he would write from a textbook onto the board, and he would write an entire page's worth of writing, and we'd have to copy it down. And that's how I learn, is that I have to write it down and then read it back to myself. Otherwise, I can't process what people have said to me. So I forget things a lot. But we had to write by hand so much at school, and then through secondary school, it was then more like it lent more toward digital and typing and things like that. And then now, if I write anything more than a couple of paragraphs, I feel like I'm getting cramp in my hand, or I just get really fatigued, which is crazy.
No, I don't think it is
Um,
crazy. I think I feel quite similarly. Um, I think it's different. I think it can be a bit like difficult. I find that I think about what you're saying and then say it. I think a lot of writers have their own sort of shorthand that they
mhm.
use as well. Um,
Yeah.
I know there's certain things I do, like I dabble with non-fiction, normally film history and
Mm.
film analysis, to be fair, because that's what my background is. But
Yeah.
I was also working a little bit on this project that I've decided to shelve for now, which was to do with like a historical folkloric basis as well. And I would find that there were certain things that I was like abbreviating. I
Mhm.
think um, I think that helps as well. I
Mm.
don't know. It's difficult because even though it's not necessarily a new condition, it's a very unexplored
Mm,
one. It's very very tricksy condition. It can mask as other things. It can there's so many comorbidities, um, and unfortunately, it's one of those things where you don't know unless it's you. Because I can
yeah.
recommend things that work for me,
Hmm.
uh, but that doesn't mean that will work for anyone else.
Mm,
I personally have a really panicky thing with taking painkillers.
okay.
Um, because I'm already on like daily medications and
Mhm.
I'm so worried that I'm messing up my liver and my kidneys that I'm one
Yeah.
of those really annoying people who's like, I don't need a painkiller.
I'm
So
the
I've had
same
to
person.
I've had to like transition to be using like ibuprofen gel
Mhm,
and I use a lot of physiotape even though I do get MCAS reactions from it and
mhm.
it's difficult. Hello, Sora.
Oh, hello,
Hi.
Sora. How are you doing? Um, yeah, the Twitter one doesn't seem to be coming through. I don't know if anyone else has tried to say anything on it. I'm gonna have a look and just see if anything's popped up, but it doesn't appear to be pushing any sort of chat things through. Oh yeah, interesting. So
It
Paulette
does say that you're
and
live. I can see that it
Blake.
says you're live.
Ah, it says that they
Oh
can't
God,
see
this
us.
seem-
Oh,
we're
no,
doing
that
it
she
every
can see,
time.
but she can't hear us.
I can't look at myself. It's,
It's
I
okay.
have,
You don't have to close your eyes.
I have a massive problem. I'm struggling a little bit at this. I'm trying to look at you, but like I keep looking at myself, and I'm like, oh, I don't like to be perceived.
Don't look at me. Oh, okay, Paulette
It's,
can hear now. That's
I don't
great.
know what it is, but it seems like so many writers have this thing where they don't want to be perceived, and yet we go and we write these. We put a little bit of our souls in our books, and we give
Right.
it out to, and we're like, please see me, but also don't ever tell me what you think of me.
Unless it's really complimentary.
Like when, like you said before when you were reading my book, you were like, I want to talk to you about it, and I was like, no. My aunt and uncle bought my book and they read it, and they were like, they sent me pictures of them reading it, and I was like, oh, please don't ever talk to me about the book.
That's hilarious.
Okay.
I made the mistake of sharing a majority of my first draft with my family, and now they're hassling me to finish it, and I haven't finished it yet. Sora and I. Okay, some things are coming through. Okay. Oh, hello, Blake. Thank you for coming by to both chats. Um, so
It's more intimidating now that I know there are people.
they're just people, man.
They're just people. You're all my friends now.
Oh,
Hi.
that's nice.
You don't have a choice in this.
You
Do
don't
you
have a
want to see
choice
my
here.
art? I'm
Force it.
going to show you my
Did you
art.
say arse?
Art.
I thought you were accosting the chat. I was like, no, Sarah, we're not supposed to do that here. You're my friends now. Do you want to see my ass?
Why is that not working for me on the dating apps? I've got a story, but I don't think I can say on books. I think you would probably have to delete the whole thing.
Oh, please don't.
You kind of know the story anyway, so it's fine.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
making these for this one is for my book, The Great European Escape, and
They're
it's got
not to
the
go
charm
in
of a
your bum.
sun. I was trying to make I, s- I saw someone who's a West End performer who was like, "Oh, I get a new ring for every role I do," and I was like, "Oh, that's cool. I want to do something for every book I publish as well." And so I was like, "Oh, um, I'll make key rings," and then this is it doesn't even fit. It's like, where am I going? It's so long, so
Oh my gosh, that's
it's
so
just an
long.
art, and I
Oh,
made this one for Mrs. Liberius.
so cute.
The key for the houses.
Oh,
That one specific house that was in it. And I bought a new charm today for hypochondria. It's a little tooth because there's a thing that happens with a tooth. Uh, it's not nice, but
oh,
to be fair, none of my books are nice, are
cute
they?
teeth things.
So,
So we've had a lot more people join us since we started. So did you want to give another little quick overview of hypochondria, just in case anybody else is interested? In case
Sorry, I got a noise. You've gone quite quiet for me. I
no
don't know if you've gone quiet in the chat or not. I think it's just me. Sorry, give a little overview of
hypochondria.
hypochondria. So,
Yeah.
ah, I don't know why I'm scared now. There's people. So hypochondria is like a literary graphic body horror novella that will be
Mhm.
coming to my website sarahrnew.wordpress.com from September. It's being serialized over 6 weeks, starting from the 7th of September, and it's about Emma, who tragically loses her mother to breast cancer,
Mhm.
finds out a year later that she has the same gene, and devolves into a spiral of health anxiety, which was very much influenced by my own spiral with health anxiety that I'm still dealing with.
Mhm.
Because writing is meant to exercise your demons, but it does not. So, but
Sometimes
it
it
was
gives them food.
so it gives them food. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. You think it's going to be like free therapy, but there is no such thing as free therapy. You just have to do the therapy.
Mm. Yeah, unfortunately, you got to do the work sometimes. Am I still quiet?
It's still quiet on my end, but I don't know if that's just because I'm really loud.
Oh no, Blake said that I'm quiet on his end as well. This is why we do the test, guys. I don't know what voice that was. Ew. Okay, I think I can turn up my sound. Okay, it's all the way up.
I don't know. It's better than the voices I do. I did a wannabe Trixie Mattel in WH Smith's with my mum earlier for some reason. I was like,
I love Trixie.
my
It's
mum has no clue who Trixie is.
brilliant. It's excellent stuff. Oh, that's so funny. I bet it came out of nowhere and she was like, what the fuck?
Well, she was looking at academic planners because she works in a school. One of
Mhm.
her friends is leaving to go to a different school, and my mum is the loveliest person alive, and she wants to buy lovely presents for everyone.
That's
And
very
she
sweet.
was looking at one of these, and she was taking the mick because it had like inspirational quotes written on the front, and I was like, "If the Lord leads you to it, He gonna leave you through it." And she was like, "What is that from?" And I was like, "A
Yes.
drag queen."
Amazing.
She has no clue. She was
This
just like,
is
"Is
so
this one of your
funny.
programs again?" Like, but
Blake, put it away, mate. It's not that kind of podcast.
could be.
Sarah! It may be post watershed where you are, darling, but it is not here.
It's not even post watershed where I am. We're not there
Oh,
yet. I'm not
no.
been watching too much Inside Number Nine and stuff like that lately.
Inside Number Nine is such a good show. It
I
is
love it
such a
so
good
much.
show.
I got to go to the premiere of season 5, I think it was.
That's amazing.
It was great. We watched 2 episodes, and um, and then there was a bit of a Q&A, and and then some
With all
people
of them?
tried to chase Reese Shismith out of the building.
Recently.
Which was not fun. It was not fun. But the BFI, the team of the BFI are
Mhm.
very good, and they saved him, which is
Oh.
great because now he's going to be on Taskmaster. So
Oh,
I'm going to be
really?
yes, he's on
That's
the
going to
next
be
series.
sick.
It's a really good lineup. They've got Sanjeev Bhaskar on it as well, who's a massive comedy legend in the UK. If people in the
That's
chat don't know,
cool.
I saw the reveal at the end of the last series. I was like, how the fuck did you get him? I was like, Alex Horn is making a lot of money.
Mm, how funny. That sounds like a good lineup. I'm hoping that my volume is better.
Yes, it's
I
better
did
on my side.
nothing. I just clicked some things. The Dark
My
Veil
side
Society is a bad influence, Blake, but you know what? That's why we love them. That's why we love them indeed. DVS are
I
a
really like this where you
collection
can
of
bring the
shows.
comments up.
Isn't that cool? It's a good thing. I feel like this is going to be great for if people are shitbags as well. I can be like, sorry, what was that?
Public stoning.
I can be like, what was that? Excuse me, sir. Yes, it is good. I think I can also add like random stuff. Um, like this little thing that says booked live test. Sarah, have you been eating beans?
All drugs from earlier.
Oh
I've
dear.
actually just seen there's some kids trying to do wheelies down my road, and one of them's overbalanced and fallen on his back.
Oh my goodness.
I
Good
feel
one.
like I've got so old now because I look at these kids, right, and they're like,
Don't look at the kids.
they're like, and I'm like, "Oh, what time I would have been in bed."
Okay, so
I'm like, back in my day, like, I'm not that old. I just act it.
and feel it probably. I feel old all the time, physically, mentally, emotionally. So I was a dumb kid and I'm a dumb adult, and that's just how it's gone. There are two instances of me being a fucking idiot. And I'm going to tell you about both of them to make you feel better. So there was this one time, I must have been 4 or 5, and I was riding my little bike and stabilizers on, and I looked at a wall, and it was like a walled car park. I looked at the wall and went, I wonder if I cycled really fast, if I could get over that. I don't know what in my brain thought it would just do this over the top. No, I rode my bike full pelt. I mean, as fast as a tiny kid can go, into this wall and hit my face on this wall, and my eye was so swollen I couldn't open my eyelids. And I went into the house, and my mum was sick because my face looked gross. And there was another time where I was on like a razor scooter. Do you remember those? Not the motorized ones, the good ones that you have to push with your feet.
Yes.
Their wheels are this big. They're small, tiny little wheels. And there was a curb about this high.
Oh, no.
Wheels this big. The curb
I can
that
see
high.
where
I
it's
thought
going.
I could do a trick shot over that. Never done one in my life. And that was another incident where I misunderstood the laws of physics. Scraped up my knees.
I fell off a wall once.
Brilliant.
We were on holiday in Florida, and I thought I could do a thing, and I couldn't do a thing, and I fell off of it.
What
And
was the thing? Why were you in Florida?
we were in Florida. We'd gone to Disney World. I wasn't even drunk because even though I was
I
over
wasn't even
18, I
drunk.
forgot that the drinking age is different over there,
Mhm,
which I've never quite got, right? I've
mhm,
never because I don't know about you, Saf, but like in the UK, there's very much, at least in like the sort of parts where I'm from,
mhm.
there's very much like this culture of teenagers like getting like going to the shop, getting alcohol, and then going to the rec and
And
getting drunk.
cigarettes.
And that doesn't seem to be a thing over there, from what
I'm
I can observe.
missing out on some formative fun.
Because they're always like, I see so many videos of like, oh, I've just had my first drink. It's like, what do you mean you've just had your first drink at 21? But that's the council state in me coming out, I think.
Nah, I was drinking at like 11, 12.
And I wasn't even one of those who like drank a lot. I've always been very
Business.
much like you have to play by the rules sort of thing. I was so scared.
Bloody
Bless
hell. Thank you. I felt it coming. My whole face nearly fell out. Oh. Woo! Oh, they just do it in secret.
Oh,
Like
okay.
said, naughty kids.
We're probably
Weird
supposed to,
thing.
but we don't. We
Do it in the woods, on the beach.
woods in the park.
Bit of Frosty Jacks. Did you ever have Frosty Jacks?
No.
Oh, mate, that was like the headache of the cider world. For the Americans that are with us, cider in England is the alcoholic version. Apple juice is apple juice. The Americans sometimes will call cider apple juice cider. I don't know why. And there are two ciders that you would get when you were a teenager, when I grew up anyway. And there were these 2 liter bowls, big fat bowls. And if you were feeling flash, you get the Strongbow, the name brand stuff. If you were feeling a bit skint and you didn't have a lot of money, White Lightning or Frosty Jacks, and that was fucking gasoline in a bowl.
Oh, I know we had one person who would like always bring WKD, like the blue one.
Mhm.
Or there was one time where someone got a bottle of vodka out of, I think it was like their parents' alcohol cupboard,
Mhm.
and we didn't have a mixer, so we were just taking shots.
Oh dear, that's a recipe for disaster.
And of course, like we were all like 16, so we had no tolerance.
Oh my god, yeah. I think the first time I got drunk, I'm just telling you guys all my secrets now. First time I got drunk, like proper drunk. This is not good advertisement for me as a person or a professional. As a kid,
I didn't think
obviously
we were
I hated
professionals.
myself. I had a wee in my pants because I got so drunk I didn't know how to control myself. It's not good for you, and it's not cool. It's not clever, but it happened, and that's just how we do.
I mean, everyone's pissed themselves at one point or
One
another.
point, yes, 1 point.
Just that one time.
Blake, what about spiced cider? I've heard some American people call apple juice cider.
That seems like a weird thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Maybe
Well,
I'm just not
like-
listening to people. Maybe that's what it is. That might be true.
You just zone out. It's just like glaze over. Just like
I do sometimes because I can't feign interest in things, and it's just the problem that I have.
you see, I can normally get away with it for like a minute or so, and then I'm like, and I've started using the excuse. Oh, I might put my bottom of my neck. It's really hard to keep my head up. It's not.
Oh.
Well, it is, but it's also not the reason I'm doing that. I'm just a bad person.
I think it should be socially acceptable to say I'm not interested in this, and for people to not get upset about it. I would really like that because I see people's eyes glaze over when I'm talking because I know I'm boring. I'd like to be able to go, do you want to stop now? Because I don't want to talk if you don't want to listen, and I don't want you to talk if I don't want to listen. I feel like that should be a thing we should work
I
into.
feel like I do that as well, and I'm always like, I'm so sorry, but I physically can't stop talking about how Queen Victoria decimated the royal families with haemophilia. I just can't stop.
Speaking of old Vicky, Sora and I were
Again.
Sora and I were talking about Mrs. Liberius on the latest recording of Strangers in Fiction. Don't worry, I'm not going to embarrass you. If Sora is still here, I don't know if she is, and I'm sorry if she's gone, and I'm just talking to no one about this. She had questions for you.
Okay.
So Sora, if you are around and you want to ask the questions, then ask away.
And if you're not, I'll message you at some point and be like, what are these questions with absolutely no context.
What are the questions? If she's not here, she's not going to know I've said it. Is she?
Answer me the questions.
Answer me the question. What is going on?
You know what? I'm not going to lie to you. I've had really awful brain fog last few weeks. I think
okay.
it's to do with the heat in the UK because it's been bloody awful. But I have lost the ability to speak.
That's okay.
The other day, I went into the living room to talk to my mum, and I was like, "But and she was like, "You've written books." I was like, "Yeah,
That's a read.
I have written books, not very good ones. If that's the quality that I'm coming out with."
It's easier to write things down than it is to say them out loud. I am. My brain is always going. It doesn't sound like it. My brain is always going so much faster than my mouth can keep up with. So I end up saying words incorrectly all the time, or it just comes out as gibberish. And I think I don't know anything other than the fact that the Thong Song by Cisco is going around in my head all the time.
Oh, I can beat that. I can beat that. So
I didn't know it was a competition. Sora's going to be typing a question, hopefully.
In Taskmaster New Zealand, in Series 1, there was a task where they had to they had to come up with a country and come up with a national anthem for it. And Guy Williams, who for some unbeknown reason to me, I developed a massive crush on, wrote a song about Libya, and it's the most annoying thing I've ever heard. And it's less than a minute long, but it went around in my head for a solid week. And to the point where I genuinely was like, either I bash my own brains out or I fly to New Zealand to bash his brains out.
Neither of those are reasonable reactions, Sarah.
Not another way, but
wow.
It was either I murder myself, I murder him. But now he's coming to London and then Edinburgh. So that's going to be significantly easier for me.
Has he filed his restraining order already, or
I doubt he knows who I am.
he's going to
Which
now?
just
You're
gives
going to
me
be
the
on a list.
advantage because Axe, you'll pay
Oh
for
my
what you've
God.
done. It was
If
so
this is
annoying.
submitted as evidence, I'm sorry I didn't stop her sooner.
What could you do? You're in the US.
What can I do?
You've got bigger problems.
Oh my God, let's not go there.
No.
Okay, Sora didn't have specific questions,
Okay. I
but
was like,
wants
I'll
the book
probably
to
get
be
distracted
longer.
by Count Binface again, so it's
What? Sorry?
I'll get distracted by Count Binface again. It's fine.
That's fine. She would like the book to be longer.
Blake, all I'm going to say is, if you want to open up the Dark Veil Society, I was going to say anything, but that sounds awful. I'm so lonely. Please let me in.
That's why I brought you here with all your friends. With all your
All my friends
future
that I've decided are friends, they have
Yep.
no say. I'm a psychopath.
That's all right. That means you're fun. Are you going to make the book longer? This is what I'm trying to get down.
Am I going to make?
I'm trying to pin you down.
I'm not going to make that book longer, because I feel like the story is kind of. I think I spoke about this before. I think
Yeah.
the story is kind of self-contained, and I couldn't really see a way to elongate it without it being, without it seeming, ingenuine. It's not the right word.
Disingenuous.
Just yes, disingenuous.
You don't want
without it
to. You
seeming-
don't want to elongate it in case it's not.
It's not right. I know what I'm trying to say, Saf, and I just can't get the words out of my brain.
You're
I've got,
trying,
like,
and that's all that
I've
matters.
got like 3 tracks going on in my brain at once, and none of them are helping.
What are they now? Tell me the names. I want names.
Well, 2 of them are just voices, but I don't really listen to them.
Okay.
They don't talk to me. You know, so at the beginning of the year, I had quite a severe mental health period.
Mhm.
It gets funny, don't worry.
It already is. Oh Christ!
I had quite a severe mental health period,
Mhm.
and I self-referred myself to talking therapy, and they had to do an assessment on me, and we were talking, and they were like, "Oh, so tell us about like what's going on in your head," and I mentioned briefly the voices, and they were like, "What do you mean voices?" And I was like, "Everyone hears voices." They were like, "No, not everyone does hear voices. Tell us about your voices." And I was like, "Okay, so there's Shouty Man." They were like, "That's his name." I was like, "Yes, his name is Shouty Man because he just shouts." They're like, "At you?" I was like, "No, he's just there. He's not shouting in an aggressive tone." And they were like, "Okay." And then, and I was like, and there's the really high pitched babbling female voice, but I can't ever make out what she's saying because it's so high pitched and babbly. And they were like, "Okay." And I was like, and then there's omniscient radio, and they were like, "All right." And then they were like, and there was obviously like a checklist, and they were like,
Mm.
"Okay, and so just asking, have you ever experienced hallucinations?" I was like, "Well, yeah, but like not in a dangerous way." And they were like, "What do you mean by that? Are you having them now?" And I was like, "Well, not like right this second, but I've just like my recent hallucination is over." And they were like, "What do you mean by that?" And I was like, "Because I have like a recurring hallucination that
Mhm.
happens periodically for a number of years, and then it will
Mhm.
just go, and I don't know what the next one's going to be." And this has happened multiple times in my life. I've kind of got used to it now.
Mhm.
Um, and they were like, "Okay, so what was the most recent one?" I said, "Oh, it was the giant spider." And they were like, "Oh, a big spider." I went, "No, no. You know Shelob?" And they were like, "Okay." And I was like, "But it's not dangerous." And anyway, it's gone now. And they were like, "Why? How do you know it's gone?" And I went, "Because it presented itself to me as dead." And they were like, "All right, we are going to assess you for schizophrenia."
Amazing. You've had a hell of a couple of years.
And then I literally finished the phone call, offend my friend Taz, and was like, I fucked it so badly. And she was like, "What did you do?" And I was like, "Well, I told them about the spider." And she was like, "What the hell would you tell them about the spider? They're going to think you're schizophrenic." I was like, "But I'm not schizophrenic."
Oh, good.
Obviously, I'm not schizophrenic. I know there's a stigma around it. I'm not saying
Mhm.
it's bad to be schizophrenic. I'm just saying I am not.
Okay.
Oliver's fine, Sora. Oliver's fine. I wanted to leave it in like an ambiguous way, but I know what happens to Oliver.
Is it a twist?
It's not necessarily a twist. Oh,
I got you there. You didn't get it first.
I didn't. I feel so dumb. It's a long time for me. It's been a long day.
So we have giant spider
my only
fan
other
here.
reference for how big the spider was unfortunately a certain
It's all right.
other person.
That's okay.
And I didn't, and I don't like that that was the reference that I had at the time. And then I remembered Shelob existed, and I was like, oh god.
What I will say, and fuck, I'm just gonna say it anyway. When I was a kid, I loved the Harry Potter books. I'm not gonna pretend like I didn't.
No, I'm very.
I'm not
similar.
going to take away my childhood joy because someone has done something that has upset people. I'm not going to say any more than that. We're not going to go into any more detail, but I'm not going to pretend like I didn't read them as a kid.
Personally, I found a lot of joy in them as a kid. It was kind of where I started writing. I felt like I was very inspired by it as a kid, but then even as a teenager, I was seeing stuff, and now I'm not comfortable with it. But
well, that's fine. Personal choice.
That's fine. I did write this Harry Potter fan fiction that went like as viral as it could as on fanfiction.net though.
Was it sexy?
It was not. No, it was
Then
genuinely
is it even
terrible.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Is it even fanfiction?
It was genuinely, it was so bad. It was a Twilight Harry Potter crossover.
Oh, phenomenal.
And it was literally something ridiculous. I don't remember the setup, but Harry, Ron, and Hermione bump into Edward and Bella, and Harry cries because obviously Edward is Robert Pattinson.
Cedric Diggory, yeah.
Yes. And that was it. That was the entire plot.
That's very traumatic.
It was comedic, I remember. It got deleted. It all got wiped.
That's a shame.
Is it?
Yeah. I mean, is it? I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
What 13-year-old Sarah could come up with.
I would love to sit down with a young Saf and ask her to just cool her jets for a bit.
I see. I would. If I could go back to young Sarah, I genuinely, as much as I would want to be funny and be like, "Oh, cool," I genuinely think it would be like, you don't have to panic.
Yeah,
it's not going to work out, but it's fine. You will work it out yourself.
Yeah. But then, would that change the trajectory of how you are now?
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not, because I wouldn't believe myself, and then I would panic myself right into where I was.
Oh, that's fair enough. Okay. I feel like all of the like horrible things that I've personally been through, don't worry, I'm not gonna trauma dump on anyone today. I would not be who I am, and it's so cheesy, but it's very, very true. I wouldn't be who I am if I hadn't have had a shitty time for a number of years, because I was a horrible person. Horrible, because I was depressed and I didn't really know what to do with that energy. And as a kid, I was really angry because I was so sad. And if you knew me 10 years ago, you would not want to talk to me. I was fucking horrible. And now I've kind of evaluated my behavior and how it impacts other people. And I'm like, I don't want people to feel like that. That's horrible. It doesn't make me feel nice, doesn't make them feel nice. So why am I doing it? And that's why I've come full circle into this like aggressive positivity goblin thing that I'm doing, because it feels so good. It feels so nice to be nice to people. And I've still got like a really disgusting sense of humor. And I'm also very sarcastic, which doesn't go down well a lot of the time here around these parts. I just kicked the dog in the face by accident. I'm sorry, Bobby. Yeah, I don't know what I just went down a hole then by accident. But yeah, if I could go back and talk to myself, I would just say, don't be a dick. Just don't be a dick to people. It's actually very easy. Yeah. That was weird. I'm sorry. I just took a little therapy turn there, guys.
That's all right.
Yes, my weird.
You see, I ironically think I would say you need to be a dick to more people to me. But
Oh, because you were too nice.
I was too nice. I still am. I had this whole thing a few like last week that I felt very uncomfortable with, and my mum was like, "Why are you entertaining this?" I was like, "I don't know. I don't want anyone to be mad at me. I'm just gonna turn the light on and see if that
Yes,
helps."
it's gotten dark all of a sudden.
Yes, because we're in the UK and
I can see myself in your cabinet.
I'm so sorry. This is my dad's office. You can probably tell because
I actually thought you had a secret hobby that I didn't know about, to be honest.
I have many hobbies. War is not one of them.
Oh, okay. Well, that's probably a good thing. Got enough of that going on.
The light is like right there, which is so annoying.
I would love to share with you something that my one of my nephews said, one of my American nephews. So I was telling him, I call his sister Pickle, Little Pickle, because my mum and my grandma have called me Pickle for most of my life because I'm a little pickle, and she called me Big Pickle. Well, sorry,
I get that energy from you.
Yeah, that's okay. I also was called Attila the Hun in a dress for much of my childhood. But anyway, so he asked me, he said, "Why do you call my sister," I'm not going to say her name, "why do you call my sister Little Pickle?" And I said, "Well, because my mum used to call me that, and your sister really reminds me of myself, and she's a little pickle, because she's very cheeky." And he was like, "Oh, okay." I said, "Well, I don't call her by the other nickname my mum gave to me, which she still calls me to this day, and she calls me
Little Madam.
Pooh, not Pooh Bear, Pooh, like shit, little shit. That's where that comes from. I call her Moomin, she calls me Pooh. That's kind of our thing that we do." And he looked at me dead in the eye and he went, "Why didn't you correct her?" Oh, it's so good. I was like, someone is teaching this kid boundaries and I'm here for it.
Oh, you can do that though, could you? It wasn't a thing when we were kids.
Honestly, it was sweet. It was a funny little kid. But yeah, so I think I need to take my dog out to pee or something because she's making very strange noises. This has been so much fun. And I really appreciate you, Sarah, for coming and being my test subject. And for sharing so much about yourself to strangers. I appreciate it. Hopefully you've helped somebody today. Hopefully you've helped them direct them to your website, which I put a link in the chat for.
I saw that.
For the 7th of September is when that will start.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So for anyone that joined on X, Blake, I will send you, in fact, I'll put in the chat Sarah's author feature, and it will have your socials on there, I think.
I'm trying to write it in as well, but I can't spell. I'm very sorry.
That's all right. It's not like you're a writer or anything.
Who knows?
Oh, okay. So here is Sarah's author feature. This will have all of her socials on there. So amazing. Yep. So Sarah just put the WordPress address in there as well. Address, URL, whatever.
And be completely for free. You don't have to pay me.
And that'll be weekly.
I don't know how to set any of that up, and I don't know how to do business. So you can just have a free book.
Amazing.
I also have another free book on my website, which is a PDF download called The Great European Escape, which is it's sort of like a memoir, sort of like a review, lots of traveling tips, because I spent 3 months traveling around Europe in 2023 as a disabled female solo traveler. So if you are going to Europe soon, or you're in Europe and you would like some tips,
that's the place.
I did not go as many places as you think, but the ones that I went to were great.
Fantastic. That's good. We love a happy ending. No,
as soon as it came out of my mouth. How to plug my books properly. I haven't got to that part of the marketing course yet.
We'll do this again after your course, and then you can give it another go if you like.
I will try. I will spend a year working on it.
Brilliant. That sounds good. This time, right here, maybe a different app. I don't know yet. We'll do this again. Thank you so much for everyone that tuned in today. This was a live test for Booked, and I'm hoping that everyone had a good experience. I'm sorry if I offended anybody by swearing. That you're just going to have to expect that from me.
Same,
If you
I
don't like
can't
that,
help it.
I'm not going to change it unless the guest has specifically asked me not to do it. Then I will be doing X as part of my vocabulary. But for anyone that joined on X, Twitter, it's called Twitter. The messages were not coming through on the main chat, and when I went to go back to Twitter just now to check on them, they'd all disappeared. So if you have put messages in there, I was not ignoring you. That's just the way it goes sometimes. But we will probably do another test, or I definitely will be. I'll see if I can get Sarah in on it as well, or I might get somebody else. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But hopefully,
I'm
from
always around for a chat. We can just talk about hypermobility. That's fine.
exactly, we could
It's
just do it
in the UK, apparently.
We could do a deep dive again into Sarah's medical history.
I have the notes.
But yeah, thank you everyone for joining us. Booked will be continuing to be released on Sundays at 12 noon PST. What the fuck is that? CST. 12 noon CST every Sunday until the 3rd of September, which is going to be the first ever proper, fully fledged live episode of Booked, which will feature L.N. Holmes, who is author of upcoming novel The Floating Castle.
I'm very excited about that.
She's fab.
She's great.
She's great. We love her. But yeah, I'm gonna go because I need a wee. The dog needs a wee. I'm sure some of you guys need that as well. So we're gonna go. But it was lovely to see everybody. Thank you for coming, and thank you for kind heckling, which I appreciate very much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna stop the live thing now. I love you guys. Goodbye.
Bye. Ooh.